What up, big dog? How you living, gangster? 3 in the morning. I can't sleep, so let's do this quick react.
1. Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan, KKK, was an all-out violent white supremacist group that promoted hatred against anyone they deemed non-conforming to white rules. The Klan's history is divided into 3 major stages that ended in pretty bad outcomes. The first and perhaps the most dangerous Klan was the post-Confederate one founded in 1865. It began as a social club with very extremist views against people of color. This eventually turned into an all-out vigilante group with a lot of hate and, unfortunately, a lot of power. Their prime target for hate crimes? Black American citizens and everyone related. Eventually, the first Klan was shut down by multiple government acts that recognized their detrimental impact on society. The second Klan was formed in 1915 after the then founder found himself being inspired by the film The Birth of a Nation. This version of the cult expanded its...
So these niggas used to walk around in parades and shit? And this was considered normal. Wow.
Hatred to include not only black people, but also Catholics, Jews, and immigrants. And although it was less violent than the first Klan, it gained traction through professional publicists. This one remained decentralized until it eventually fell apart. The third Klan was formed in 1950 as a countermeasure to the ever-growing civil rights movement. By this time, the group had fractured into numerous smaller factions and did not have a stable structure, but it continued to spread violence and hatred across the globe. It was even investigated for the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. There were a lot of sickening and disturbing events associated with the Klan. What makes everything more eerie is the very distinct, very recognizable attire. These people wore eccentric costumes that carried a distinctly spooky aesthetic. The signature pointed cone mask and their most commonly cited white robes became a symbol of their racist agenda. The Klan is infamous for its horrific acts. These include lynchings, bombings, assassinations, and other hate crimes. Although the Klan's influence has drastically reduced over the years, the ideology it spread still persists in other groups. The Church of Scientology. There's an odd saying that goes something like, you don't get rich writing science fiction. If you want to get rich, start a religion.
Ooh, I could say so many shit about this one sentence. I mean, these 2 sentences right here. Man, I could say so many shit, but yeah, it's true. He ain't lie.
This infamous line was quoted by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard, who in 1954 went on to start a religion called Scientology. The irony is that Scientology now has more than 40,000 followers worldwide.
Wait, it's still going? What the fuck?
Scientology operates on reincarnation and views humans as immortal spiritual beings. The core belief system comes from a self-help book by Hubbard called Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health. In Scientology, humans are referred to as Thetans. They're spiritual beings with immortal powers who can tap into past lives to resolve lingering traumas. This process takes place through auditing sessions, where a Scientology representative uses an e-meter, a device similar to a polygraph test, to read the individual's emotions. During these sessions, certain words trigger the needle on the e-meter to move. The ultimate goal for a Scientologist is to reach the status of operating Thetan, OT, who achieves maximum spiritual clarity. Now, in theory, this all sounds harmless, beneficial even, but here's where things take a strange turn. The next belief in Scientology's system is something right out of a sci-fi movie. Scientists believe in a grand alien being named Xenu, who came to Earth millions of years ago as part of a galactic confederacy. Xenu supposedly dropped millions of humans into volcanoes where they died and became Thetans, who now roam Earth seeking peace. This is where auditing sessions come into play. They help these Thetans resolve their traumas. According to some ex-Scientologists, these science fiction beliefs are the key to becoming a true OT, but achieving this status comes with a hefty price tag. Members must spend thousands of dollars on auditing sessions. Most of these teachings are kept hidden from the public, only revealed to the highest-ranking members of the church after they've spent a lot of money.
What they're saying is, go again, teach somebody when to do it, what to do, and teach somebody when to do it and what to do. No, tell them when to do it and what to do and make them pay you for it. So you tell them how to do it. Yeah. I'm fucking it up. Okay, wait. Tell them what to do, when to do it, and make them pay so you can tell them how to do it. Here you go.
By now, the whole thing feels pretty cult-like and scammy. However, things take a much darker turn pertaining to controversies surrounding the church. The main facility, which houses about 1,000 people, is known for its extreme secrecy, and with secrecy comes many unethical aspects. People living in the church are reported to endure poor conditions. Their wages are minimal, they're not allowed to leave, and there's even the case of Lisa McPherson. She was a woman who died under suspicious circumstances while in the church's care. There's much more to unpack here that screams manipulation, intimidation, and cult-like behavior.
Wait. I saw a footage of Tom Cruise, no? Was that shit real? Like, was it like a movie scene, or was like nigga went to preach somewhere? Cause that shit is actually real. Wait a fucking minute. Alright, this shit is fucking with my head, bro.
Perhaps the most glaring issue is the hefty price tag that Scientology slaps on its enlightenment sessions. Despite its numerous controversies, the church remains financially powerful and influential. Level 2. Buddhafield Cult. A textbook cult that openly denies being one is definitely not a group that should be overlooked. The Buddhafield cult, made by the infamous Michael Jamie Gomez, was an actor and dancer. Michael had a knack for theatrics, which particularly showed from the way he would fully adorn himself in makeup. This gave him this otherworldly look that made people think he was someone of substance. Like most cult leaders, Michael was very charismatic. He would help young people through sessions conducting dance, yoga, and meditation. For a young person looking for a purpose, spiritual righteousness is always the way to go. Hence why Michael attracted a lot of people to join his sessions. Ultimately, what started as a meditation self-help group became a prime hotspot for manipulation, secrecy, and exploitation. Michael claimed to possess otherworldly knowledge.
My fault, bro. Camera died, but yeah, that's your fault, fool.
As God. He also encouraged his people to think of themselves as divine beings as well. His dramatic flair drew people to him widely, completely unaware of what was going on behind the scenes. These unnerving behind the scenes came out in 1980 in a documentary labeled as Holy Hell. Holy Hell was directed and videographed by a man called Will Allen. He was a member of the cult in the 80s who filmed his entire experience with it and eventually came up with the documentary. The main purpose of it was to show the world how easy it was to get caught up in extremist groups that outwardly looked heavenly. Beneath this beautiful, united culture lay a set of strict rules and control. Michael controlled almost every aspect of his followers' lives. They were not allowed to be in relationships, were forced to cut ties with their families, and couldn't even eat without the leader's consent. They worked without rest while Michael enjoyed everything at their whim. It was exploitation to the fullest. So many of the ex-members who somehow escaped recalled their very strange and borderline.
Again, how the fuck you did not see that coming? Like, nigga, you see a simpleton ass nigga doing some bullshit, you decide to follow. You should know this is straight bullshit, bro. Come on, like.
Harrowing experiences with Michael. A group that started as a source of love and community for its people became their biggest nightmare. Michael reportedly still leads a small group of devoted followers, proving that the allure of cults remains as strong as...
He's still going? I'm not even gonna Google that, bro. Let's just keep it pushing, cause no, if he is actually still going, this shit's gonna piss me off. I'm not doing that.
Ever. The Church of the Lamb of God. The Church of the Firstborn of the Lamb of God, often shortened to the Church of the Lamb of God, was a branded faction from the Mormon fundamentalist group, the Church of the Firstborn. The Church of the Firstborn and its branches were known for their extreme beliefs, particularly in polygamy, with leaders often having multiple wives at once. These groups were notorious for their violence and interconnectedness. But one particular faction took things to a new level, eventually breaking off entirely. This faction became known as the Church of the Lamb of God. This particular faction was founded by Ervil LeBaron. He was one of the many sons of the original founder of the main branch, the Church of the Firstborn. The branching off came about after Ervil was unhappy with his position as second in command. Secretly, he preached to his followers that he was the true prophet of the religion. His charisma eventually led several people away from the main branch and towards his own group, which led to his banishment. Bitter and vengeful, he directed his group's focus towards retaliation and revenge. In 1972, Ervil orchestrated the murder of his brother Joel LeBaron, who had taken over as the leader of the main branch, now known as the Church of the Firstborn of the Fullness of Times. This main branch had distanced itself from certain radical rituals. One of them was called...
So it's not a sin to kill anymore? What's going on here?
blood atonement. It was the belief within the church that the only way a person could be truly cleansed...
Man, let me get up out of here, bro, before I start saying shit I regret. I'm gonna leave you with this, right? A quote that I was told. Without religion, there's no faith. Without faith, there's no control. And without control, there's no power. Do with that what you will, big dog. I'm just passing the knowledge along. Peace out. Y'all be easy, bro.